Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez here. Hope you guys had an amazing Halloween weekend. Hope you guys are coming back to me. It's fun, had some good times. Maybe you all went out to a Halloween party. You guys got a nice, got a nice buzz with some candy, of course. That's all I'm speaking up. I'm just kidding. No, I hope you guys had a great weekend with you and your loved ones. Hope your kids got a lot of candy that you guys could definitely raid. I've rated my kids' candy already, man. We got Tootsie Roll Pops, we got Butterfingers, we got Milky Ways, all you name it. So it was a good night. Trick or treating for like a couple hours. It's always a fun thing, especially with the kids. They come home, they were so excited. They count the candies. They're like, "Oh, I want to separate the chocolates from the colorful candy." And I'm like, "All right." I'm just like there sitting in the background. I'm just kidding. Moving on. I did not steal all the candies, guys. I did not. I promise. All right, so moving on. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez here. Thank you guys so much. Always love it when you guys have the time, take time out of your busy schedule. I know a lot of you guys could probably be like, oh, I'm going to catch some sleep, get ready for a fun fulfilled Tuesday for tomorrow. But you're like, you know what? I still, I kind of have a soft spot for that dorky wrestling guy on the GSMC Sports Network and Podcasting Network. So by all means, definitely love and respect you guys. We have a great show for you today, all lined up. Today we're going to talk about some WWE Smackdown. We're going to talk about some Monday Night Raw. We're also going to talk about WWE Crown Jewel. In our fourth segment, we're going to talk about Montez Ford, talking about how he is frustrated with the character development and creative nuptials that is his character and where his career. It's kind of at in this in this moment. I got some quotes, I got some reports I want to talk about. In our fifth and final segment, we're going to talk about Baron Corbin, along with Tegan Knox, Indi Hartwell, recently released from WWE. Obviously, with Tegan, she was great. Indi was great. I think the shocking factor out of who got released was Baron Corbin. A lot of people thought that he was going to get re-signed, and now he got a text basically saying that, hey, guess what? We're not going to extend your contract. And then Indi Hartwell and Tegan Knox have 90 days until they can actually pursue a new wrestling career if that's what they want to, kind of get into. So we're going to get into that. But of course, before absolutely anything, I want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that super chat, whether you've got a burning question or a hot take in terms of the world of professional wrestling here at the GSMC Sports Network. We want you guys to know that we are all ears. Absolutely drop anything inside that chat. Should be awesome. Should be super sick. Make sure your voice is heard. I want to make sure that you guys feel like your voice is put on the mix. So don't be shy. Drop your thoughts inside that chat. And if you really, really, really want to make sure your comment, question, or concern gets noticed on air, why not use that super chat? It's that $ below the chat box. Anything you put in there will be talked about, discussed about. If it's really juicy, it can be debated about. So yeah, guys, make sure you guys do that. It's pretty awesome. Plus, it's also a great way to support our channel here at GSMC Sports Network. We definitely love it when you guys send in those super chats. It helps us keep the lights on a lot of these podcasts with these amazing, passionate podcasters that have one goal in mind, is making sure that you guys feel like you guys have consumed the perfect amount of sports content. That's what we are here for. That's what we love doing. Your happiness is our happiness. So, definitely love you guys, tune into the GSMC Sports Network. We are super grateful for each and every one of you guys who joins us here on the GSMC Sports Network daily. Your support makes all the difference. So let's keep the conversation going. Let's get this party started, guys. Let's get this party going. And, we'll make sure this show is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Remember to hit up those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And once again, it's super chat, not your thing. You can still hit up the GSMCpodcast.net, hit up the tips and donations link. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Just remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show, follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1,010%. But of course, in terms of talking sports, it's inevitable. Disagreements and debates are going to happen, some criticisms, and it's okay. Don't be shy. Drop it inside that chat. Drop it inside that thought box. I want to hear what you guys have to say. 1,010%. So yeah, don't be shy. Just unload that gun of criticism. All right, moving on to the first segment. We got some WWE Friday night SmackDown review. All in all, I felt like it was a decent episode of SmackDown, but then again, what could you expect? Heading up toward Crown Jewel, you didn't really want to necessarily outshine what was going to happen on Saturday. So, there was a lot of, I feel like there was a lot of misbooked spots, but I feel like it could have been better. But then, like I said, you have the biggest event in, Saudi Arabia. This is kind of like their WrestleMania. This is an event that they look forward to, the whole year. They don't get international WWE spots like you have here in the United States of America. So whenever they have a chance to kind of watch or consume some WWE product live and in person, WWE likes to save all the content, save all the drama for once when it unfolds before Jeddah or Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So the show was good though. The show was good though. We saw Nia Jackson, Liv Morgan. Tiffany Stratton came out. She came out absolutely trying to get in the heads of not just Liv Morgan, but also Nia Jax. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Kind of creating that unpredictability factor that Tiffany Stratton is, she's going to cash in. Once again at the end of the promo, you had Nia Jax leaving everybody out, and of course the match went to when you saw Liv Morgan defeat Tiffany Stratton, and it's getting to the point where Liv Morgan right now, she's untouchable. She has her insurance policy. She has Raquel Rodriguez. She also have Dirty Dominic Mysterio and the rest of the Judgment Day. I feel like she's uncashionable, and I know that's not a word, but I feel like Tiffany Stratton can't cash in her woman's Money in the Bank because she has so much protection. It would be just like throwing your bet away, and I feel like Nia Jax is actually, she's starting to kind of cohere to this reality that the only safe option is for Tiffany to cash in on her. And obviously, that comes to no surprise because you saw the numbers game play dividends on WWE Crown Jewel, which we're going to talk about in our third segment. But it's just like Tiffany Stratton, she's the briefcase holder. She holds the money, women's Money in the Bank. Right now, there is no men's Money in the Bank, so all the attention is on Tiffany Stratton, and the fact that once again, kind of digging into what happened at WWE Crown Jewel. So far, we've had multiple cash in attempts, and it hasn't really came in fruition. It hasn't really been taken seriously, and it could diminish the value of the case. At first, when Tiffany Stratton had the case and there was no men's Money in the Bank cash in possibility, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be a great cash in, like you saw Seth Rollins cashing in at Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But now the way it's been kind of playing out on WWE Smackdown, now it's starting to look to me like more like an Austin Theory kind of cash in. Like, you know what I mean? There was a couple times where he came out and he was teasing it, and it kind of ended up to, kind of being a joke. So, definitely don't want Tiffany Stratton to fall into that category. I feel like this briefcase is definitely going to jumpstart her singles, her career. She's going to be pushed. So I just wanted to be done right. I feel like she deserves that. Next, we have a Kevin Owens video talking to Randy Orton about what happened. He said, I don't want to fight you, never wanted to hurt you, now I'm going to. Classic heel turn. Classic, I want the crowd to, to continue riding this baby face that is Randy Orton because Randy Orton was never really like a baby face in the past of WWE. Even now he comes out and people are singing his anthem, singing his his entrance music, and he's just soaking it in. He's happy. And I feel like overall Randy Orton is he's definitely a WWE future Hall of Famer. And he's definitely like a huge sigh of relief for any wrestling fan every single time he steps into the squared circle with absolutely anybody staring across from him on the other side of the ring. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good match because Randy has been notorious for putting on great matches within his career. Also, he's been notorious of punishing people who, kind of miss spots, kind of botch moves, like it happened with, Kofi Kingston twice in his career. And obviously, when you saw him go to St. Louis with NXT, the second episode of the CW saw him battle Javon Evans. And Javon Evans absolutely knew he messed up. He was like, "Oh my god!" Like he even said, "I'm sorry" after the match. And I think Randy Orton's kind of at this point in his career where he's like, "You know what? I'm here to promote you. I'm here to make sure that you guys feel like you have a future with WWE, as opposed to, him being like, dude, you totally messed up my spot, man. That was supposed to be an awesome, RKO off the top rope, but at the end of the day, he was very understandable, and he gets it. He gets it. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. Street Profits defeat Pretty Deadly. Love the win by the Street Profits. Want to continue seeing this momentum moving forward. Naomi and Bayley defeat Indi, Hartwell, Candice, LeRae once again. No belt. No WWE Speed Championship held by Candice LeRae. Like, what are you ashamed of it? Like, why isn't WWE letting her, prance around the ring, letting her come down the entranceway with the title? It's the inaugural WWE Speed Women's Championship. It should be like man, like we introduced their form of a mid card belt for these women, and I just feel like they're dropping a ball. I don't think that it's not being done correctly. I wanted to see Candice LeRae flaunt that championship like she earned it, which she did. So she deserves all the glory. But right now, the glory is not upon any form of WWE speed, the men's, the women's, like any of that. So I don't know. It was kind of disappointing to see. And of course, later on in the night, I learned that Indi Hartwell was released from WWE, and I was like, dude, that's crazy. She was just on SmackDown. And I feel like with the right bookings, Indi Hartwell could have been great. Obviously, she was amazing in NXT. She's an NXT Women's Champion. She's a WWE Women's Tag Team Champion with Candice LeRae. And then with that heel turn too that she had with Candice was pretty awesome. I thought it was great. It was good booking for her at the time. But it's just the way it kind of all planned out. I feel bad for Indy, but then again, once Indy Hartwell has joined the list of many WWE NXT superstars who have debuted on the main roster, Raw or SmackDown, and have kind of just been let down by WWE creative. So it sucks. It sucks. I would love to see her stay in WWE, but it is what it is. What can we really say? Next, Naomi said that she's best Nia Jax. Pretty sure that she's going to be her next contender for that title belt. Jimmy, Jay, and Roman, they were talking inside the ring. He said, Jimmy was talking to Roman saying that I made up with my brother. And then Jay, of course, was a little skeptical about showing, and about showing emotions. Also, kind of coinciding himself with Roman Reigns after everything he's done in the past. He said, I never forgot what you did. You know what I mean? I'm your equal now. It's not like there's any power distance between him and Roman Reigns, which at this point which is kind of true, But at the end of the day, you saw the yeet happen. Roman Reigns, he said Jey Uso wanted, a pact, wanted an agreement by the original tribal chief, being like, look, we're all equals now. I'm not above you. You're not above me. We're gonna protect the family use. And of course, his reaction was, he said yeet, and you can tell it in Roman Reigns' face that he was trying so hard not to laugh and smile because this whole yeet thing with Jey Uso is, it's kind of put him over the top. It's put him over the top. I like it. I like it how fans are constantly yeeting inside the arenas. But at the end of the day, for me, it seems kind of silly, like what I mean. But it is what it is. It's like it's wrestling. You have your catchphrases and stuff like that. A Town Down Under in the backstage promo calls out the Motor City Machine Guns. Maybe this is finally going to be the time when A Town Down Under breaks up. To be honest, that's the only thing I'm kind of looking forward to watching this tag team match. I want to see Austin Theory absolutely demolish Grayson Waller because, not being mean or anything, but Grayson Waller, he's kind of a joke. He's kind of a joke. And I'm not hating on him because obviously, in terms of any wrestling superstars, I respect them as entertainers, athletes, and all the time they spend away from home and stuff like that, like going on the road. I probably wouldn't be able to kind of do that kind of stuff. So of course I admire. But Grayson Waller, I felt like he should have ultimately stayed in NXT. I thought he was kind of called up a little prematurely, but now you kind of have this feud, this breakup that could maybe send his career to the next level, I guess you can say. So maybe he can be realized, or maybe he can be taken seriously on the SmackDown roster. Because as of right now, he's not really showing any kind of faith here. Not really seeing Grayson Waller being anything more than than a side gimmick to Austin Theory eventually becoming a single star, being pushed by WWE, and eventually winning a WWE championship. We had a fatal four-way match. We had Io Sky overcoming Bianca Belair, Piper Niven, and Lash Legend. And I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe every single time I see Lash Legend enter the ring. She's phenomenal. She's definitely one of the best women's wrestlers in NXT, WWE, AEW, TNA, and I can't wait to see what WWE has in store for her. Io Sky as well. All these four women were actually pretty damn impressive. Bianca Belair, enough said. She is truly the EST of WWE. Definitely, one of the best in terms of lacing up their boots and making their way onto the ring. And she's just loved. She's led by the WWE universe. She's led by her peers. She's phenomenal. She's great. Bianca Belair is like your idealistic. You know how sometimes when you're talking to your mother and and they're like, "Oh, I want you to marry a woman that this and that and the other, this and that and the other." In terms of being a WWE superstar, I feel like Bianca Belair checks all those boxes. That's the reason why she is, in fact, the EST of WWE. I want to see her jump back into the singles scene once again, holding a WWE Women's Championship, holding a Women's World Championship. But right now, the thing that she has going on with Jade, it's okay. It's okay. And at first, I gotta be honest, I was a little cynical about it. I was like, why are you taking these two top stars? When Jade debuted in WWE Royal Rumble, she eliminated Nia Jax. She eliminated she was a complete and utter badass. And it was like, oh, this girl from AEW, the longest reigning TBS champion. And like you see her come out to WWE, she comes into the tag team division, but then again, more or less, maybe that just depicts on the way WWE is portraying this women's tag team division. Maybe, the belt isn't taken seriously because it's not featured on, more PLEs or more main event kind of statuses. Because right now, I feel like on Raw and on SmackDown, you could definitely have these girls fight in the main event for those tag team titles. And I feel like it would create a little more prestige. It would have the titles to be, kind of more of a bigger deal, I guess you can say. More of an astonished accomplishment as opposed to, receiving a little bit over 5 minutes a match for a women's world tag team championships, which I don't think is quite sufficient. In my opinion, of course, 1,010%. And lastly, in main event, you saw Randy Orton and you saw Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes defeat Imperium, pinning Ludwig Kaiser after a crossroads. Kevin Owens, of course, came out after attacking Randy Orton, and you saw Gunther choking out Cody Rhodes. Once again, building up some storylines up to WWE Crown Jewel. All right, guys. So, hey, do not go anywhere. We got done talking about our WWE Smackdown review. And now, without further ado, we're going to jump on to some WWE Monday Night Raw, also taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It has already aired. I know this might come as I have not watched it, though. So, I'm actually very proud of myself. When I was doing research, earlier this morning, and I don't think no, it was earlier this morning, and I was like, do not click on anything that says raw results or or live action, review and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm coming in to watch Monday Night Raw absolutely blind. I'm as blind as a bat. I can't wait to see what happens tonight. I think they're gonna tear the roof off this joint, and I'd like to share it with you guys when we come back. So hey, do not go anywhere.